Hey folks, Daily Landsblog here, and yesterday I was talking about communication. And one of the most complicated things is the relationship between, especially husband and wife, when one is suffering from depression in particular. And it's so complicated because it's so difficult to understand, and there's a million dimensions to it. And I have to say that this took off a lot more than I thought it would. I got a lot of reaction, and here was one of the comments that I got that I obviously I need to clarify this. Michael, thank you so much for this one. Just to be clear, you're saying the individual that is struggling needs to demand to communicate, or the partner? My head's in a fog with this very issue at this very moment. I need to hear from people who have been through it, not docs. So I guess I started off going in one direction, but then in the end I'm going to go in both directions and say that communication is a must, obviously, in every relationship. But when one person is suffering from this illness, it is the death of the relationship if there's not communication. And it's very difficult sometimes, as I know, when you're struggling to be able to communicate. So you sometimes, if you do have relief from time to time, that's when you really have to sit down and do the work, and that's when you really have to share, and there has to be give and take. So I think that the communication has to go in both directions, and what's perfectly acceptable is for the person who's suffering to say, look, this is what I need from you, and also do a preemptive apology where you say, I'm sorry that sometimes maybe when I'm not myself, I don't act like myself. But here's the thing about that. When you are abusive to someone and you point to your illness as an explanation, it doesn't usually lead to anywhere. I think that regardless of your mental health issue, it's not acceptable to be abusive. I think that, speaking for the person who suffers, I think that it's perfectly okay to retreat. It's perfectly okay to, perhaps be a little bit short-tempered. But when you start using your illness as an explanation for being rude, it's very difficult for the partner to discern what actually is your illness and what is you just being a jerk. So you got to share that. And if there's something inside you that means that you're going to lash out, you have to explain that. You have to say, okay, I lashed out at you, and here's what was going on in my head. That is the only way that you can start that conversation. Because I hear all the time from people who say, my partner is abusive, and my partner uses their mental health issue as an excuse. SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. Between now and tomorrow, I'm going to be thinking about what the healthy partner should be saying to the sick partner. I got 24 hours to figure it out. You think I can do a case?
I think so.
All right.